Hi guys, it's Todd with Survival Sherpa. Been working on some tools around the camp here, around my base camp, and one of the things that I enjoy doing is carving, making spoons, kooks, whatever, or cuxes. And anyway, so I had my chainsaw out here the other day, last weekend, and I had to fell a big dead pine tree near my shelter that some scouts usually camp over there, and it just wasn't safe. So anyway, it's down. Well, I had my chainsaw here. I went up and hit a red oak that had been down about a year, and I got me a good section of that. And so I'm making a carving bench, and so I brought an auger out here today, and we're gonna put some legs on this puppy and try and modify it a little bit so we can start doing some carving out here. There it is. Got some nice shavings there for the fire. Okay, I've got a piece of Gorilla Tape on here just for a depth guide. So I'm gonna run the holes down here from the pegs that deep. I think it's probably a couple of inches. Instead of having to guess on my depth every time, just put some tape on that auger. When we get to the surface with our auger, and we know we're the depth we want. Okay, that's it. Got 6 holes in here. I'll get all this debris out of them in a little bit, but this way I've got peg holes here. If I've got some kind of narrow, I can put pegs here. I can put pegs here for wider, put pegs here for even wider, or go the opposite way, go down the middle, whatever I'm doing. As far as the stock that I'm working on, I've got these give me a lot of options here. We're going to angle them to where I'm looking perpendicular at the log right there where the base of the auger is into the wood. And as you can see, it's angling out away from the middle, and it's also angled out away from the center line of the log to give me enough stability. I'm going to have 4 legs, 1 on each corner of this end, and then 2 more on the other end. So here we go. There we go. All right, 3 more. All right, we've got 1 hole drilled in the for the legs over there on the stump, but I wanted to go ahead and cut a leg so I can kind of keep an eye on the angle of my next hole. So in order to do that, I'm gonna have to shave down some of that. So anyway, brought out this foldable draw knife that I got yesterday in town. I played with it in my shop yesterday. Really like it. Cleaned it up good, and fits right into my pack. First one I've owned. This one was 15 bucks at an antique store here in town. I've seen them where they were 40, 50, 60 bucks. Couldn't believe I found this one. So we're gonna use it today and see how she does. All right. Now the pairing letter, we're just gonna slip this in. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll cut the length of this leg whenever I get ready to put it in, but I've got to shave some off so for it to fit into the hole that we just bored. Oh yeah. To take the ends off a little more, leave more meat on the tip, but just get enough to get this end in there. then I can pound it in for a good snug fit. Alright, so there she is. Yep, that's going to fit perfect. And I'll pound that in once I cut this off to the length I want for the height of my table or my workbench. And we'll get that driven down in there real well. Clean the hole out and then drive it in. Alright, got all 4 holes bored in each corner. One there, one here. And I use this one pole, this one leg here to line up along the log with my other, well actually with my auger. Once I got it started, I kind of got it an inch or so into the log, and then just use this pole here to line up to sight down on my auger to kind of get the same angle going. So we'll see how it works out. I got to cut some poles. Bottomed out. I gotta say, this is much better atmosphere than indoors at my shop. Got the water running over here on the creek. Got a hole all the way through this end right here that I will use it to, if I've got a piece here that I'm working, have a piece of rope run through there, and probably use mule tape, hold it down, put my foot on it, put my off foot on it, where I can hold it in place and do work on it. Okay. Then these other peg holes here, I'll cut me, I don't know, maybe 4 pegs, and we use this for putting a peg here, put our work piece in between the pegs and the block, wedge it up if we have to with some wooden wedges, and we'll have us a good workbench. All right, I'm gonna cut us some pegs and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Every once in a while, I'll have a good idea. I think this is really a pretty good idea. What I did is, you know, the hole that I put in the top, right up here, I drilled it all the way through, right here, so that I could hold stock in place. I got to thinking, instead of putting my foot through a loop down here, going down below this knot onto the ground, putting my foot on there, just I got to thinking while I was down there, why don't I put a cross brace between my 2 legs and run my string down, tie it off down here, and go back with something like my bow saw, you know, like my takedown bow saw, and just have a winding, put me a piece of wood in here and wind it up. So this is adjustable. It's pretty tight right now. I mean, you can play the banjo on that thing. To unwind it, readjust, you just undo it, okay? And to get it tighter, if it's not, you know, if it's giving up there, you just keep moving it, tightening it down. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get some mule tape or something besides this natural cordage right here. Not natural saying that I made it, but whatever it is, a temp cordage or sassel or whatever it's called, some kind of cordage. But I'm going to get something that will, I can really crank down and hold things down. But as you can see right now, this thing right here, this little piece of cedar is in this. It's got a good grip on it. Let me put you up here. I mean, it's in there. I can do a little shaving work on it if I had to up here. You know, I mean, you're not going to, I mean, You're not going to be able to rip on it like you would on a sawhorse, I mean like on a shaving horse, but for light work, yeah, you could do it. Now, you could also run this thing out this way, and you would have probably a sturdier platform to work on. But anyway, so yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. Just as just a little demonstration. I mean, this thing really holds well. I mean, if it's not holding enough, just tighten down some more on your crossbar right here. I mean, it holds well enough to, I mean, bang on it with a maul. I mean, it's not going anywhere. Plus, I'm out in the woods. Got this thing set up and did a old piece of cedar that I've had in my shelter for quite a while. It's really seasoned, and I've always wanted to make a bowl with it. And so I've got it in between the two pegs here, wedged it up. My friend Alan's sitting over here watching me, and he and I have wedged this thing in pretty well with just some makeshift wedges here. Drove them in from both sides, just like you would a door jamb or something, and it's in there pretty good. I mean, I've been hammering on it, beating on it with this gouge, and just to get it started, and it's not going anywhere. So I'm loving this carving bench. It's you know, once I get it started with the maul, then I can get down here and do some of this work right here with my hand with this gouge, and just keep going. But it's a good steady workbench, which I was telling Alan, I gotta make one of these for my shop, because this thing right here is revolutionary. Anyway, this is the project that we're doing today, and looking forward to doing some more of this out here at the shelter. So guys, anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Keep doing the stuff, Self-Reliance. I'll talk to you the next time.